Now on 4 News Now, families forced to move because of a lack of affordable housing in Kootenai County. The solutions being proposed to deal with the housing crisis.
We have more of this beautiful, cool, crisp fall weather in the forecast. I'll let you know how long it's going to last.
And a new program in Idaho could cover 80% of your child's college tuition. Find out who qualifies and which schools are eligible. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. 80% of households are now priced out of the housing market in Kootenai County. That's according to a new report from Kootenai Connect. It's a stark contrast to just 7 years ago when 75% of home buyers could afford the median price of homes in the area. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Natalie Grant is taking a deeper look at this new data and what needs to be done to fix the growing housing crisis.
Well, it's a harsh reality for the many people who have spent their entire lives in this area of North Idaho, only to learn that they can no longer afford to live here. And according to this new data, while Kootenai County is one of the fastest growing areas in the United States, this lack of affordable housing is having a big impact on those local jobs and in turn, the local economy. This study compares the housing market in Kootenai County to what it was back in 2016, when interest rates were much lower and the annual income needed to own a home was just over $40,000. Now fast forward to 2023, where you need to be making well over $100,000 to buy that same home. Greta Gissel with Connect Kootenai has been partnering with other local organizations to come up with local housing solutions. She says this study shows that things are much worse than they were just 7 years ago, and if nothing is done, it will start to have an impact on average local workers who will no longer be able to live in town.
So when you think about the numbers of teachers and nurses and police officers and other people that may have to leave the area because they can't afford to live here, once that happens to the degree that people finally feel the pinch, I think that they'll really understand what a significant impact local worker housing has on our area.
The study also shows that a lack of housing has resulted in a loss of more than 5,000 jobs countywide, which is translated to a loss of millions of dollars into the local economy. Now, as far as what's next, according to this data, the solution lies in more housing that people can afford. And if that doesn't happen, homes like this that you see behind me here in downtown Coeur d'Alene may soon not be owned by locals, but by people moving in from out of town. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
Well, with increased prices in Coeur d'Alene, more home buyers are choosing to move to smaller cities like Rathdrum and Post Falls. In Post Falls alone, the population has nearly doubled over the last 10 years. With rapid growth means more drivers on the roads and a need for improved infrastructure. To see how Post Falls is already addressing this issue and to see the other factors that have led to the Inland Northwest housing crisis, watch our half-hour special for free on your connected TV on KXLY+. Well, here's some news that everyone is going to jump for joy about. We have even more perfect fall weather on the way. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see how long it's going to last.
Oh, there is an end in sight, I will tell you, but there are still many more days to enjoy like this. What a beautiful sunset right now in Spokane. We do have a few clouds just to make things interesting, putting a perfect end on a gorgeous fall day. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. We did have a few showers lingering in the central panhandle, now sinking off into the southern panhandle, taking some clouds along with them. We will not have a cloudless sky tonight across the region with a northwesterly flow. Clouds will be moving in and out, will be partly cloudy to mostly clear. Temperatures right now, you can see where we've had a few more clouds. It is cooler, 57 in Pullman, 61 in St. Mary's and Coeur d'Alene, at 64 in Lewiston, but we made it well into the 70s in Omak, Grand Coulee. It's still 70 in Moses Lake and Ritzville. In your evening planner, expect partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Will be dropping into the 50s by 9 o'clock, mid-40s for an overnight low. I'll tell you about a warming trend in the 7-day forecast and when it's all going to come to an end. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. We now know the name of the man who was shot and killed by a BPA security officer. Investigators say 48-year-old John Franklin was shot in the chest. Investigators say Franklin and another man were trespassing at the time. There was a heated verbal exchange that led to a fight with the security officer. The guard eventually shot both men. Franklin died at the scene. The second man was taken to the hospital. As of now, no one has been charged. One person was sent to the hospital and 2 dogs were killed in a Spokane Valley apartment fire this morning. The fire department says people used a ladder at the back of the complex to escape from the flames. The fire was contained to the original unit, but there was significant smoke and water damage to adjacent units. The cause is still under investigation. Spokane Public Schools will put a $200 million bond and levy before voters early next year. The school board is considering 2 options and has gathered community feedback to help finalize the plan. Marissa Rio has the story.
If this bond were to pass, a school like Adams Elementary School would be completely replaced. The Spokane Public Schools board director says it's on 2 very busy streets, as you can see behind me, and it's very old. She says it needs to be updated and made safer. If the new bond and levy is passed, it will cost people in 2025 an estimated $3.84 per $1,000 of assessed value. That means if you live in a home estimated at $450,000, you'll pay about $1,728 in bond and levy taxes. Both will fund more than just buildings. They will pay for what families said in the survey are their top priorities.
And so safety is a theme, supporting the mental health of our students, making sure that our schools are spaces that really accommodate their wellness. Our new facility designs are really work to integrate having community spaces, lots of natural light.
The 2 options that the board is considering include replacing Adams and Madison Elementary School, as well as improving security features in schools. The choices differ in regards to the changes made at Balboa Elementary, the community school, and North Central High.
And the bond really addresses the structural needs that we have around like single point of entry, updated entry into the school. When I think of North Central, some of the cameras and door locking mechanisms and classroom size, spaces. So there's that. And then with the levy, we look at those supports like mental health supports, counselors.
The school board will discuss the survey findings tomorrow. The school board says a bond will be finalized by this November. Reporting in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
A brand new behavioral health clinic is open here in Hilliard. Coming up, how its close proximity to Shaw Middle School will help students receive the care that they need.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
Watch live weekdays at 9 and now 3.
Only on KXLY, ABC4.
From Chud Sr. to Dick Wendell, to Kristen and myself.
And now to our kids. Our goal is to help people drive for generations.
From roll-up windows to power everything. From stick to automatic. From gas to electric.
No one can totally predict what technology is coming our way.
But I can guarantee we will be here before and after the sale, giving you the confidence for generations to come.
That's the Wendell way. Drive for generations.
Do you have property damage? Burke's Restoration provides full-service emergency response for residential and commercial disasters. Wind damage? Burke's can handle that. Is flooding your problem? Burke's Restoration knows just what to do. Fire or smoke damage? Call Burke's today. You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Burke's Restoration takes care of fire, smoke, wind, or water damage and more. Tell your insurance company you choose Burke's Restoration. Call or click today.
Are you suffering from neuropathy? Do you experience stabbing pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in your feet? Are you tired of sleepless nights and avoiding life due to pain? If you've been diagnosed with neuropathy or are experiencing pain or numbness in your feet, pick up the phone and call us right now before it's too late. Neuropathy is a very serious and progressive disease where your nerves start to break down. Eventually, it leads to balance problems, falls, complete loss of independence, and often amputation. Our program addresses the underlying causes and doesn't simply mask your symptoms with medication. In fact, many patients start experiencing relief from their neuropathy symptoms within weeks. There's no surgery and no use of prescription drugs. Pick up the phone right now and call the number on your screen to find out if you're a candidate for our neuropathy program that has changed thousands of lives. You don't have to spend another day suffering. Call us today and see if you qualify for the relief you deserve. Do not wait. Call now.
With every load secured, every cigarette butt that doesn't go out the window, every fast food bag that arrives at its proper destination, and every time we politely say, hey, there's a better place for that, Washington gets a little cleaner, a little safer, a little more breathtaking. Because small choices add up to a home we can all be proud of. We keep Washington litter-free.
Well, this is the brand new behavioral health clinic in Northeast Spokane, offering mental health services like group therapy and one-on-one counseling. The new center is focused on providing mental health resources to everyone in the community, especially local kids, which is why MultiCare says it chose the location right across the street from Shaw Middle School in Northeast Spokane. Kids can get any mental health services they need before, after, and even during school. Bronte Sorotsky explains how this new facility aims to expand access to behavioral health throughout the city.
This new behavioral health center is so close to Shaw Middle School that kids can walk here from across the street and come here during their lunch break. MultiCare says that by having it so close by, it can remove any barriers that children may face when it comes to receiving these types of services. According to Mental Health America, Washington ranks 32nd out of 50 states for higher rates of mental illness and lower rates of access to care. It's why parents like Genevieve Valenzuela say this new behavioral health clinic in her neighborhood couldn't have come faster.
My kids are adopted, so we do actually run into a lot of earlier things than you would expect.
Valenzuela grew up in Northeast Spokane and says she never had access to anything like this as a kid. Now she works in the mental health field and says she's thankful her own kids can get the help she couldn't.
Growing up in Hilliard, and it wasn't always the best neighborhood, you know, and I never imagined having any mental health building here.
This new building includes a large classroom, group rooms, behavioral health clinics for one-on-one sessions, and rooms for patients without internet to access telehealth services.
We'll have in-person and virtual services to help alleviate some of the challenges in crossing broad swaths of geography or just in commuting.
In Washington, kids 13 and older are able to receive mental health care without their parents' permission. Staff say they hope these kids can come to the new clinic to get the help they need, even if they aren't ready for those conversations with their parents. And this is just the beginning. MultiCare says it hopes to expand the types of services here to include things like help with substance use. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Your Wednesday planner, we're heading up to a high of 68 degrees after a morning low in the 40s. We'll have a few clouds drifting through. 65 is our average high. Air quality in the good range. It's getting warmer in the 7-day forecast, at least through the weekend. I'll let you know what to expect after the break.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Super One Foods Meat Sale.
He's the global superstar with over 63 million followers, Maluma. And this Thursday, his first live morning TV concert ever in America happens on GMA. And just wait till you see the surprise he's about to drop. Thursday on Good Morning America.
I'm Jonah, and I'd like to welcome you to the brand new Coeur d'Alene Nissan. You'll find the grand dealership lobby open, comfortable, and relaxing. A service center with state-of-the-art equipment committed to getting you quickly and safely back on the road. There's much more to experience. I'm inviting you to stop in and see us. We're just off Highway 95 in Coeur d'Alene.
For over 65 years, McVeigh Brothers has been on the cutting edge of the newest technologically advanced products sold. We're now offering triple pane windows, custom colored windows of your choice, and amazing mini blinds between the glass that will last a lifetime.
Travel, there is nothing like it. Dancing is my passion. But with my moderate to severe eczema, it hasn't always been easy. I was constantly itching, whatever I was doing. Now I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
Drinking watermelon moonshine.
Oh, Lord, when it rains, it pours. The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
Let's take a live look at the end of the rush hour in Coeur d'Alene at 61 degrees and partly cloudy. Sunset coming up in a little more than 10 minutes. It's at 6:26 in Spokane. What a view we have here at 500 West Boone Avenue. Just gorgeous. The clouds are deflating and we're going to continue to see some high and mid-level clouds drifting through overnight. It's 66 degrees currently. We're headed down to an overnight low of 46 with partly cloudy conditions. Winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. A cloud drifting through occasionally on that northwesterly flow. Southwest winds at 5 to 10. Here's a look at that northwesterly flow I was referring to. Most of the wet weather is now well to our east, along with an upper level trough, but we are on the eastern edge of a ridge of high pressure, which is allowing some clouds to drift through. Mostly we're going to be dealing with sunshine tomorrow. This is our weather pattern. Upper level trough off to the east, ridge of high pressure taking over for the rest of the work week and into the weekend. That will take those clouds further to the east, leaving us with perfectly blue skies and sunshine as we get into the latter half of the work week. And we're going to keep the sunny, warm weather going right on through the weekend. Before the changes arrive, we do have another trough that is due in early next week, which may bring us an atmospheric river, some subtropical moisture, and some rainy days in the forecast. Here's a look at our temperature trend over the next 7 days. The black line is our average high, dropping fast. October is our month of most change in our average high. Either way, it changes the most in the month of October, and it is dropping to 60 this time next week, actually 61, but we're going to be up in the 70s through Monday before we dive down on Tuesday. And no coincidence there, that is when our heaviest rainfall arrives. Morning lows tomorrow will be in the 40s in most locations, couple spots in the 30s. High temperatures on Wednesday. Very warm in eastern Washington, a lot of 70s on the map. We'll be in the 60s in North Idaho and in Spokane, a high of 68. Here's a look at your planning forecast. Heading up into the 70s for the weekend with blue skies and sunshine. Then that rain arrives late Monday and into a soggy Tuesday. Temperatures for overnight lows in the 40s and 50s. We're getting awfully close to the date of our average date of our first frost. I'll be talking more about the potential for frost coming up in the next half hour. Kirsten.
All right, frost is going to be a big change. Thank you, Chris. The pandemic-era pause on federal student loan payments officially ended on Sunday, and now millions of Americans have another monthly bill to budget. CNN's Karen Kafa explains how borrowers are trying to navigate those payments in uncertain economic times.
We've been talking about this for a few months now, and it is here for borrowers who will be responsible for making a federal student loan payment this month for the first time in more than 3 years. With inflation and other economic concerns, it will be a burden for some, but experts say to research the options so it doesn't become a burden on the rest of your finances. It's October, which means it's time to start making federal student loan payments again after a more than 3-year reprieve due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Betsy Mayotte of the Institute for Student Loan Advisors says the transition could be challenging for some borrowers.
There's been a lot of changes since the pause started. Things like housing and lettuce are a lot more expensive than they were pre-COVID.
Mayotte recommends borrowers use the loan simulator tool at studentaid.gov to determine which repayment option is best for them. And remember, the Biden administration has instituted an on-ramp plan, a grace period on missed payments through September 2024.
Normally with federal student loans, if you're 90 days delinquent or more, it starts getting reported negatively to the credit bureaus. That's not going to happen during these 12 months.
Interest, however, will accrue. Beyond the on-ramp window, Mayotte says to make plans now to avoid default, which happens if payments are not made for 270 days or about 9 months.
It will have a significant negative impact on your credit report, which can affect other things like buying a house, the interest rates on your credit cards, a car loan, and so on. So default really should be avoided at all costs.
Borrowers in default on federal student loans could also see their federal tax refund or even a portion of their paycheck withheld.
And this summer, in preparation for the repayment restart, the Biden administration introduced its SAVE program. It is an income-driven repayment plan that caps interest accrual and lowers monthly payments for some. As of September, more than 4 million borrowers had signed up. In Washington, I'm Karen Kefa.
Well, still to come, Idaho students could have up to 80% of their tuition paid for by the state. Find out if your child qualifies and how to apply. Coming up. Plus,
paramedic shortage continues nationwide. Coming up at 6, why one local paramedic says this shortage is impacting his work-life balance every day. That's coming up.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, save thousands on hot tubs and swim spas in front of Costco on East Sprague. Over 50 hot tubs, swim spas, even used spas are being liquidated. Free delivery, special financing in front of Costco on East Sprague. Don't miss it.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life. You live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
Real ID requirements for travel go into effect on May 7th, 2025. When flying, you've got options. Now's the time to make sure you're covered. No judgment, we all procrastinate. But now you have time to get things done. Replacing that smoke detector battery, dusting off that treadmill, returning those 7 emails. It's time to take on those things you've been putting off and turn your to-do list into a checkmark party. If you're planning to fly after May 7th, 2025, you'll need one of these approved options. Time flies, and so should you. What are you waiting for?
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team at Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
If you haven't been to the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, what's taking so long? The Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg. It's the world's greatest candy store. Come see us.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda.
My dog.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor.
Around the world tonight, a group of teenage boys in Spain are accused of using an app to digitally undress dozens of underage girls. Experts say stories like this could become more common with this type of technology becoming more accessible. ABC's Emanuela Saliba has more.
This morning, a wake-up call for parents as more teens begin to explore artificial intelligence. Experts say what happened to a group of girls in Spain recently could happen anywhere. Spanish authorities say more than 30 girls ages 12 to 14 started receiving fake nude images of themselves. The images were created using an app powered by artificial intelligence that undresses people. Police say a group of teen boys had used photos from the girls' social media profiles, uploaded them to the app, and shared them on social media.
So essentially, these apps virtually strip individuals, and that enables folks to distribute images of them in attempts maybe to sexually shame them, to humiliate them, or just because they think it's funny.
Sophie Maddox, an expert on cyber sexual violence, says these apps are becoming more accessible.
This issue is happening for everyday people, not just celebrities and folks in the public eye.
And while these nude images are fabricated, experts like Carrie Goldberg, who's not involved in the Spain case, but who has represented victims of digital sexual abuse, says the impact on victims is long-lasting.
They're very compelling and convincing photos so that it really does look like it's a picture of the victim nude. It really has the same devastating consequences as if it was an actual photograph that depicted you. The harm isn't any different. Children in particular don't have the coping mechanism to realize that this could be a solvable problem.
Experts say it's important to create a safe space for your child to come forward.
It's really important to seek the support of a trusted adult whenever you see or experience something online that makes you feel uncomfortable.
And as far as whether or not these deepfake nude apps should even exist, experts agree they're creating much more harm than good, fueling more calls for government regulation of this expanding technology. Emmanuel Saliba, ABC News, New York.
Back in the U.S., the search for a new Speaker of the House is on, with the House for the first time voting to remove Representative Kevin McCarthy from the position.
I believe I can continue to fight, maybe in a different manner. I will not run for Speaker again. I'll have the conference pick somebody else. I hope you realize that every day I did the job, regardless whether you underestimated me or not, I wanted to do it with a smile.
The motion put forward by Florida Representative Matt Gaetz.
Kevin McCarthy is a feature of the swamp. He has risen to power by collecting special interest money and redistributing that money in exchange for favors. We are breaking the fever now, and we should elect a speaker who's better.
The vote comes after criticism for how Representative McCarthy handled spending and budget fights since Republicans took back majority control of the chamber, claiming McCarthy cannot be trusted. Hunter Biden has pleaded not guilty to felony gun charges brought by a newly appointed special counsel. In a statement after the hearing, Hunter Biden's attorney says the charges are, quote, the result of political pressure from President Trump and his MAGA allies and a, quote, coordinated partisan attack on our system of justice by right-wing Republicans. That's despite the charges being brought by the Justice Department of his father's administration. These new charges come after a plea deal between Hunter Biden and prosecutors fell apart in July. While the annual rate of deaths from breast cancer is declining, it remains the leading cause of cancer deaths among women overall. The American Cancer Society says early detection is critical, and so is knowing your breast cancer risk.
Breast cancer screening is much more than just about your age. It's about your family history, your genetics, if you know them, and your own personal medical history.
The organization says women at average risk for breast cancer should start talking to their doctor about the best time to start screenings in their early 40s. And by age 45, there should be a mammogram every year. We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30, including why millions of phones across the country will be ringing at the same time tomorrow. Plus,
and a new Idaho grant program could cover 80% of students' tuition. Coming up on 4 News Now.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
It's time to remodel your bathroom, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Did
you see this? It says most people are going to need long-term care that health insurance and Medicare won't cover.
I saw that, and it got me thinking, if I need to pay for home modifications or in-home care, I am not prepared. Are you?
Not really. I mean, whatever happens, I just want to know that I'll be able to get care and stay in my own home as I age.
Right? I want that too. So,
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
It's time for 4 News Now's Coats for Kids. Just drop off new or gently used coats at any of our sponsored locations. We'll bring them to Alsco for professional cleaning, then get them out to local children in need. Donate to Coats for Kids through October 31st.
Chaz Health is proud to sponsor 4 News Now Coats for Kids. You can drop off your donations at one of our medical clinics and be sure to ask for your annual flu shot. Donate your coat at any of Chaz Health clinics through the month of October.
Travel, there is nothing like it. Dancing is my passion. But with my moderate to severe eczema, it hasn't been easy. Now, I'm staying ahead of it.
Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, so you can have clearer skin and noticeably less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Idaho boasts the strongest economy in the nation, and Idaho employers are in desperate need of skilled workers to fill job vacancies.
Well, Idaho students could have 80% of their tuition covered thanks to a new grant. Applications open today for launch, and $75 million will be distributed to 10,000 Idaho students. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez shares how students can apply.
I'm here at K-Tech, a technical education school here in Rathdrum. Tuesday, Governor Little was here to talk about Launch, a new grant program meant to encourage students to pursue a college education in Idaho.
Here you go.
According to the Idaho Board of Education, only 42% of their high school graduates went to college last fall. Launch is a new initiative to boost that number. The grant will help students pursuing in-demand careers at Idaho colleges, career technical, or workforce training programs. Dylan Anderson is pursuing a degree in engineering at the University of Idaho, making him an eligible candidate for Launch's grant.
I think that's outstanding because I'm currently working to pay for college, and that's a huge help for me.
Students aren't the only ones benefiting from Launch. Employers struggling to fill roles are optimistic for a new wave of candidates.
We're excited by this opportunity. As you know, this facility attests, there's a lot of young people that are interested in vocational and professional technical programs, and those are the kind of people that we want to bring into the construction trades.
Launch applications officially open Tuesday.
Kids that want to apply for it need to apply for it now. We've got enough resources for 10,000 students to qualify for these grants going forward.
To apply, you can visit nextsteps.idaho.gov/launch. There you can also find Idaho's list of in-demand jobs to make sure your student qualifies. For more information on Launch, you can visit our website, kxly.com. Reporting in Rathdrum, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Ooh, here's a live look on One Spokane. They've got the lights on. I love it when they have the lights on. It is bright on Boone Avenue when they do. And just a gorgeous evening sky. Love our new neighbors. 4 things to know about your weather. High pressure ridge taking over our weather pattern. We're going to be mostly sunny tomorrow and more sunshine as we get into the second half of the work week. A warming trend that takes us into the 70s for a gorgeous weekend before we bring back the rain. We have had some showers today in the central and southern panhandle. The clouds and the showers are moving out of the region, and we are going to be left with partly cloudy skies overnight and a few clouds drifting through for the day tomorrow. Here's a look at your Wednesday planner. 65 is our average high, so we'll be in the ballpark tomorrow with a high of 68. Partly to mostly sunny with air quality in the good range. We're starting the day off in the 40s. We're getting awfully close to the date of our average first frost. I'll talk more about that coming up in your 7-day forecast. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men are victims of severe physical violence by an intimate partner in their life. That includes being beaten, burned, or strangled. Tomorrow, Safe Passage, one of the only violence prevention centers in North Idaho, is having its largest fundraiser of the year. It is their annual Martini Affair event at the Seasons of Coeur d'Alene. The organization was established in 1977. It is a 24-hour safe place for men, women, and children when they need help. No questions asked. Tickets are still available if you'd like to attend and are available at the Safe Passage website. Staffing shortages are causing local paramedics to work extra shifts every single week. Despite the plan to relocate staff within the department, the Spokane Fire Department says it wants to maintain the current level of service for now. Peter Choi has the story.
I spoke with one of the paramedics with Spokane Fire Department. He says because of paramedic shortage in 2022, he worked over 900 hours of overtime, and he says it's impacting his work-life balance every day.
Those that still worked here needed to pick up slack and work extra shifts.
Dylan Russell is a Spokane Fire paramedic since 2016.
Our work week is currently just over 46 hours a week.
But not always. He says it's been very busy picking up extra hours. Even during the interview, Russell is constantly getting texts and calls.
You are? Okay. Yep, that sounds good. Sorry, just 1 second.
Russell says because of the overtime lately, he's missing more birthdays and holidays.
I've got a family and kids, and so we want to be home when we want to be home. And there are days that it's convenient to work and days that it's not. There's birthdays to account for and holidays.
He says 16 paramedics are assigned to a shift every day. He says he's now used to getting overtime for the team.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If a 911 call comes in and you go, I don't think you have the luxury to take a break or say, I'm going to sit this one out.
He hopes to see more paramedics soon. The Spokane Fire Department says as of now, there's no change to relocating units or budget cuts yet. In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
The missing 9-year-old girl who vanished while riding her bike in upstate New York has been found alive. Police arresting 47-year-old Craig Nelson Ross Jr., who they say took Charlotte Senna and held her for ransom, leaving a note at the family home.
In the morning, opens the mailbox and inserts the ransom note, leaving a critical piece of evidence behind, his own fingerprint.
Charlotte had last been seen Saturday night. Police say she does appear to be okay. Investigators are trying to determine whether the family was targeted. Ross has been charged with kidnapping in the first degree. New at 6:30 now, Netflix could raise prices a few months after the SAG-AFTRA strike ends. That's according to the Wall Street Journal, citing anonymous sources. It's unclear when that could happen or what the revised plans might cost. But Netflix says it's already making more by cracking down on password sharing and ending its basic plan. For now, customers can stream with ads or pay up to $20 a month. They have to pay extra to put a non-household member on an account. Don't panic tomorrow when your phone starts making a loud noise in the morning. The federal government is planning a nationwide test of the emergency alert system at 11:20 a.m. You should also receive a text message telling you it's only a test. This will mark only the second time the federal government has sent the alert to mobile phones. Washington State pleaded its case to the NCAA about the negative impact of conference realignment. The latest from today's meeting and what it means for WSU's future coming up in sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
You're feeding it.
I will, I promise. Thanks to our Premier Rewards Visa credit card from ICCU, we earned enough cash back to stock up on puppy supplies.
But we don't have a puppy.
They're very convincing children.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
We're really glad that we chose Granite Concepts for our countertops.
Yeah, they made a template with a laser and were able to show us exactly what the countertops would look like before installation. Our bathroom is amazing.
They had a great selection of granite and quartz, and they made the process so easy from beginning to end.
We wouldn't go anywhere else. We would recommend them to anybody.
Granite Concepts, beauty set in stone.
Spokane Boys Fall Sale is in full bloom, continuing through October. They have a large selection of water features, fountains, concrete statuary, and fire pits available. Now is a great time of year to plant. Stop in today to pick up your trees, shrubs, and landscape materials before Old Man Winter sets in. And yes, Spokane Boys does deliver. Stop by Spokane Boys Nursery Fall Sale going on now through October. 1113 East Francis in North Spokane.
Next ET, Sophie Turner versus Joe Jonas, their custody fight. We're in the courthouse. Plus, our Jerry Halliwell exclusive, talking Spice Girls' future and Wild Pass with NSYNC. Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
The competition is heating up.
We're Latin night.
All my favorite dances, all in one night.
When in doubt, get your chest out.
Latin Night on Dancing with the Stars, live tonight on ABC and Disney+.
High temperature today made it up to 68 degrees. 65 is our average high. This is the number I want to draw your attention to, though. 27, our morning low record set back in 1989. Most of our records now are well below freezing as we're getting closer to that season. And I know many of you still have some pretty flowers and some things going on in the garden. You want to keep on top of this. The average first freeze for Spokane official reporting site, which is Spokane International Airport, is October 6th. So coming right up, the earliest we've had a freeze was September 10th back in 1895. But as you know, there are so many pockets where it gets colder than the airport and some that get warmer. And so you have to sort of go by what is the typical situation in your neighborhood. For instance, if you live in Deer Park, you know that things get a lot colder up there. And the average date of the first freeze is actually back on September 9th. We've had 33, the lowest temperature officially at Deer Park so far this season. In Sandpoint, the 18th of September is the average date of the first frost, but at your official reporting site, 39 has been the lowest this season. Pullman, another spot that cools down fairly quickly. 33 has been the low so far. In Spokane, our low so far this season has been 39. I know I have not had a frost at my house. And in Lewiston, down down in the Banana Belt. What a difference from Deer Park down to Lewiston. The 21st of October is the average date of the first frost, and 46 has been the low. But you do not have to hit 32 degrees to find damage to your plants. Air temperatures of 35 to 37 could result in temperatures at the surface well below that and could end up with some areas of frost. We do try to give you plenty of warning if it looks like we are headed toward an early frost and we're still in the growing season. But occasionally we can see one slip by. Now tonight, temperatures will be in the 40s. In most locations for overnight lows, even right around the Spokane area. 41 in Deer Park, 44 in Spirit Lake, 46 at the airport in Spokane. High temperatures on Wednesday will be in the 60s to right around 70 degrees in 9 Mile and downtown. Around the region, very warm in the Columbia Basin and up into the Okanagan. Here is a look at your planning forecast. No sign of a frost in that 7-day outlook. Even if we cool down next week, or rather as we cool down next week with the clouds and the showers, that will keep our overnight lows from dipping into the danger zone.
Still fall weather.
Yes.
And we may just be starting to see the leaves change and feeling like fall, but bears at the Katmai National Park in Alaska have been bulking up for months, not just in preparation for winter, but to earn your vote in this year's Fat Bear Week. And we have a look at some of the bears who are battling it out to be named the chubbiest of chunks.
Love it.
That's what my producer Steven calls them. Here's a picture of the reigning titan of tonnage. His number there is 747 if you're voting, taken back in July. He's a large male bear with floppy ears, and he already was chunky back in July, but here he is now. Oh, yeah. And it looks like the lighting is different, too. He's got...
It's an unflattering angle.
We're thinking about all the photography parts, and all of your Wildlife Wednesday photographers, I'm sure, would say the same. His summer coat has changed, and it sounds like he's got a bit of a low-hanging belly, which means he's been successful.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Another bear trying to earn your vote is number 164. This is a photo of him taken a few months ago, and we are guessing he's sitting waiting for a fish to just jump right into his mouth. Well, here he is now.
Oh,
he is
so
a
sweet,
handsome fella.
Yeah.
I think just based on good looks, he would be my winner. He's hanging out in the river. Of course, the voting for the less svelte bears opens tomorrow. We have a link to cast your vote on this story on KXLY.com. Good fun.
I already posted it on my Facebook and got a lot of comments. People love Fat Bear Week.
Yes, they do. It's important. They got to bulk up.
Be healthy and safe. And speaking of animals, new at 6:30 now, if your pet runs away, there's a better chance that they're going to get home safe if they are microchipped. So we have a solution if you haven't done this yet. The Post Falls Animal Shelter is hosting a free microchip and vaccine clinic on the 14th. It runs from 10 to 1 in the afternoon, and it's at the Post Falls Animal Shelter. Besides the chips and vaccines, they're also going to be providing free cat and dog food for anyone who needs it. Chris, you and I both are animal lovers. We have animals at home.
Yes.
That's the first thing you do. Get that microchip.
Are chipped and air tagged and collared, and sometimes I would like them to run away. No, just kidding.
They won't. Not from your house. No. There's enough food there.
Yes.
Sweet cats. Oh, good to have that resource. Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck?
Call Russell and Hill, attorneys at law.
Where real people
with real injuries
get real results.
24/7, nights and weekends.
Free consultations.
And there's never a fee unless we win.
Choose 2.
Choose Russell and Hill.
If you're actually trying to recover and you want to get better, it's just one step at a time. You put one foot in front of the other, and you'll find that each day it'll get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And then next thing you know, you're not even thinking about it. You're thinking about the future, not the past. I can tell you it's worth it. It's hard, but it's worth it. Just one step in front of the other. It's going to get better. It just takes time.
This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, save thousands on hot tubs and swim spas in front of Costco on East Sprague. Over 50 hot tubs, swim spas, even used spas are being liquidated. Free delivery, special financing in front of Costco on East Sprague. Don't miss it.
This is a great opportunity to recognize the people who are behind the scenes doing the work.
STCU's Volunteers Count showcases people who volunteer.
There's just so many people that need so much help.
This grant that we just received is going to be such a blessing.
This is quite an honor. It will help so many people.
Tell us about a volunteer who inspires you. Go to KXLY.com/volunteerscount and nominate today.
Thanks to STCU and News 4 for doing this. It's amazing.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda. My dog.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
With every load secured, every cigarette butt that doesn't go out the window, every fast food bag that arrives at its proper destination, and every time we politely say, hey, there's a better place for that, Washington gets a little cleaner, a little safer, a little more breathtaking. Because small choices add up to a home we can all be proud of. We keep Washington litter-free.
4 News Now is brought to you by Walker's Furniture.
Well, Washington State continues to win on the field, but the university is still searching for answers off of it. Welcome into sports. I'm Julia Minenson. Washington State Athletic Director Pat Chun met with the NCAA today to get an understanding of WSU's position amidst conference realignment. Chun asked for flexibility as Washington State and Oregon State search for a conference. Now, there is a 2-year grace period to keep the Pac-12 intact if the schools can't find a new home. If that happens, the NCAA will still recognize the Pac-12 as a conference, but the schools will need waivers to compete in many championship events. WSU and OSU are in the middle of a legal battle against the Pac-12 and its departing members to gain control of the conference and its assets. A hearing has been set for November 14th in Whitman County. On the field, Washington State is getting ready to take on UCLA at the Rose Bowl on Saturday, but this one is a little extra special for the Cougars. Barring a trip to the college football playoff, this might be the last time Washington State plays a game at the Rose Bowl for a while. UCLA is leaving the Pac-12 for the Big Ten after this season. Conference games at the Rose Bowl will then be a thing of the past. The traditional Rose Bowl game, typically played on New Year's Day, is a college football playoff semifinal this season, and in 2024, the Rose Bowl will still exist, but will not always include a Pac-12 team as it makes the transition as part of the expanded college football playoff. The Cougars are going to make the most of this trip to Pasadena.
This is the closest game besides Arizona State to Texas, so I'm going to have a lot more family members at this game. So it'd be good to play in front of them since a year ago when we last played USC. So, you know, I'm excited for that.
I used to grow up going to the Rose Bowl. Family friend Jordan Lasley used to play at UCLA, so we used to always go to his games. And, you know, it's just fun being back in that atmosphere, in that environment, having my mom, my niece, and my nephew be able to see me for the first time. So it was just fun. You know, I got to put on a show for back at home.
Kickoff between the Cougars and Bruins is set for noon on Saturday in Pasadena, and we will have coverage for you right here on 4 News Now. Gonzaga will play in one of the most anticipated college basketball games of the season, and it's not too far from Spokane. The Bulldogs will take on the defending champion UConn Huskies at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. The game is scheduled for 7 o'clock on December 15th. This is a rematch of last season's Elite Eight, in which UConn knocked Gonzaga out of the NCAA tournament. The Bulldogs will be looking to even the score this time. These teams played in Seattle back in 2009. UConn won that game in overtime. And for information on how to get early access to tickets, you can go to our website at KXLY.com. That'll wrap us up for sports.
Julian, thank you. Former President Donald Trump appeared in court for the second day in a row. He and his eldest sons are accused of inflating the net worth of the Trump Organization's assets. ABC's Rena Roy has more.
Witnesses are taking the stand on the second day of the civil fraud trial against former President Trump, who was once again in court to listen in.
This case should be dismissed. This is not a case.
Trump telling the press over and over that he's done nothing wrong and blasting New York Attorney General Letitia James, who's leading this investigation.
She ran on the basis I will get Trump without knowing anything about me.
James wants him, his eldest sons, and the Trump Organization to pay a penalty of at least $250 million and wants Trump banned from doing business in the state of New York.
Donald Trump and the other defendants have committed persistent and repeated fraud.
The judge has already agreed with her, ruling that the Trumps engaged in fraud by inflating the value of their real estate properties so they could obtain loans and insurance on more favorable terms. State attorneys conducting a direct examination of Donald Bender, an accountant for Mazars, who prepared financial statements on Trump's properties. He says Trump's company did not always follow the rules. Trump's defense team also getting their chance to question him. His attorneys have argued real estate values, even square footage, are subjective, and the Trump properties are Mona Lisa properties, suggesting they're priceless. This trial will determine how much Trump and his company will pay in damages and penalties. Prosecutors say they plan on calling Trump as their final witness. Trump telling reporters he thinks it's going to go very well. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
The company behind Facebook and Instagram is toying with the idea of charging people who want to go ad-free. The Wall Street Journal says the proposal from Meta is being made to European regulators to get around rules that would restrict feeding personalized ads to users. 4 News Now.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
The tycoon who wants to live forever. Has he found the secret to eternal youth? Next, Inside Edition.
All right, what do we have? I see broccoli, I see cauliflower, I see some berries.
He's spending millions of dollars to reverse the aging process. He takes 100 pills a day. What you can learn from this living experiment.
It's actually really, really good.
Then, did you know you're cutting your pizza all wrong? And what's that thing for? Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just 1 day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
Shoo-wee, that is fast.
I'm telling you, these guys are pros. They made my classes the same day.
The same day? Shoo-wee.
Oh, yeah. Other stores make you wait, but Eyeglass World makes their glasses right there in their same-day lab.
I'm at a loss for words.
How about shoo-wee?
Shoo-wee.
Get 2 pairs of glasses for $89 the same day at Eyeglass World, the world's best way to buy glasses.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, 80% of households are now priced out of the housing market in Kootenai County. The proposed solutions tonight at 11.
Blue skies and sunshine this week and a warming trend. We're in the 70s for the weekend before the rain returns next week.
Okay, so we could leave the rain jacket. I don't need to deal with that. I keep forgetting it when I need it.
Need your sunglasses.
Yeah, bring sunglasses back out.
Take those for Saturday and Sunday. Easy.
Yeah.
Yes, enjoy that.
It's gonna change soon, so be happy. Ooh, look at that stadium.
Ooh.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.